far-off Asian country, there was once a king who drank special elixirs that kept him healthy, beautiful, and young for a long time. The royal court, and only the royal court, could partake of these secret formulas, or bibong formulas, which translates as secret formulas in the Korean language. They were kept under lock and key by expert formulators, handed down from one generation to the next, in a lineage of herbologists over many centuries. One day, the empire was abolished, and the king surrendered his throne. Sounds like the first page of a fictional novel, doesn't it? I agree. And if I were the reader, I would want to turn the page to find out more. What happened to those special elixirs and the expert formulators who made them? But I don't have to turn the page. I know the rest of the story because the story is true. How do I know this? Because I am the last living descendant of this lineage who has been entrusted with guarding these formulations. I was well groomed for this serious responsibility. And like my ancestors, I did not take it lightly. I studied traditional Oriental medicine, received my doctorate's degree, and excelled in herbal medicine. And I was mentored by my father, who taught me the secret, ancient science of bibong herbal formulas. But unlike my ancestors, who were dedicated to keeping them under lock and key, I had something different in mind, something impossible. I wanted to share these secrets with the entire world. But who was I to change a millennium-old tradition steeped in unchangeable culture? Not only was I the first woman to be entrusted with such a precious heritage, I was the first Asian American woman to be given this royal honor. You can only imagine how my modern female intention of sharing the valuable history of this priceless knowledge would go over in my culture. Impossible. When I shared this intention with my mentor, he encouraged me, and he said, Jenelle, if you wish to accomplish something in this lifetime, to be special, and to achieve the impossible, you must never be afraid to be different. And when everyone else is sleeping, you keep moving. But remember, it only takes one match to light 1,000. Before my mentor, my father, passed away. He taught me key lessons to help me be the match to light 1,000. One of the most important was, you set your mind, your intention, and plug into the Tao. So, what is the Tao? How do I plug into the Tao? The Tao is simply the universe. In my life, I believe that all of the answers are within me and around me. And if I surrender to the Tao, have complete faith in the universe, and look within myself, I will always find the answer. The answers will arise from deep within me. My intuition connected to the Tao, the universe. A universe filled with consciousness that will help to guide me along my authentic, correct path. In order to be the guardian of these secrets, I've had to sacrifice a lot. And I had to grow up very quickly. From as young as I remember, I knew that it was in my destiny to see a lot. You see, my mentor lived during a time, in a place, where there was a severe lack of diversity acceptance, and discrimination existed in a strong way. I walked by his side, and I watched, and I saw that these secrets led to people who were very good, but also I saw the very worst in people. Because I stand next to something so powerful, so unique, something that can affect people's lives, and something so different than what this society understood. I've seen people want to get close to these secrets for good reasons, but also for reasons of greed. I've experienced betrayal of trust and misunderstanding, of the principles of my medicine and philosophy because they were different. I've had to fight for my Asian heritage while making a clear stance that I am also American. I've learned that the unknown can cause people to act in ways that are unkind. I've always been on the forefront of herbal medicine. And when I first decided to introduce these principles, I was told, don't bother. No one will understand or believe in your medicine. Well, I know that my 5,000-year-old medicine that has drastically changed the mental and physical condition of so many people over the centuries is not a belief. But I also know that it's part of my mission to help people see this. Through all of this, instead of becoming hard and bitter, insecure, I found ways of communicating. Ways of communicating the power of my medicine and philosophy that would bridge the gap between cultures and age differences. I've also always felt this need to raise time, because deep in my heart, I just knew that I had a limited time with my mentor. So I set my mind and committed myself to learning every moment that I possibly could, without a minute wasted. I always followed my heart, even when my own mind tried to persuade my heart to just relax, go out with your friends, take a break. But I knew that that was not what was going to help me achieve my mission of learning all that I possibly could. And then it happened, my worst nightmare. One night after a beautiful day, just like the flip of a switch, my mentor passed for no known reason at all. I was with my father the moment that he passed. He was as healthy as anyone, even someone my own age. Clearly, he had achieved his mission in this life, and it was his time to return to heaven. This was one of the most tangible moments of my entire life, when I knew that all of the sacrifices that I made were well worth everything. I also experienced this when I look at my young boys. When I've only slept for 3 hours, and deadlines of projects are flying by, and my kids are screaming because they're yearning for my attention. I take a breath, and I think of all of the incredible opportunities I have been given in this life. And I'm so grateful, because the universe has allowed me ways of living a life of meaning and purpose that will extend to them, my young boys. This is the power of a mother, a woman. Strength and flexibility. These secrets hold a humble power, which is the strongest kind. A power that runs deep. So, how do I apply this to my reality? You all know the familiar scene. We've all been there. I'm ready to walk into a boardroom filled with minds that already have an agenda. It's my mission to open their set-in-stone minds to new and expanded ideas. I'm younger than they are, and tinier too. And my ideas may feel unfamiliar, uncomfortable to them. And I know that this discomfort of unfamiliarity could result in resistance. But you know what? I never realized that being a woman could stop me at doing anything. I never saw the difference between an Asian and a non-Asian. Those in my lineage were men. They were 100% Asian and in their mature years. But when I became the guardian of these secrets, I was a woman, Asian American, and I was young. When I'm ready to step into a boardroom full of powerful men, I have to remind myself not to overwhelm them. That doesn't mean, though, that I disregard these people or these things. I always listen, but I don't always let it influence me, especially if it feels in resistance to my path, my Tao. I overwhelm them, not like a stiff board that is hard, taut, and inflexible, but like that of bamboo, strong and flexible, so as never to break, with wisdom and experience and knowledge that softly moves with the rhythm of the Tao. So before I enter a meeting or speak in front of thousands, I plug into the Tao. And I hear my ancestors, not with my physical ears, but with my heart. And I see them, not with my physical eyes, but with my invisible eye. I plug into the Tao, and I am never alone. I believe with unwavering certainty that it is not necessarily the coaching, the sharing, and the education that have afforded me these amazing opportunities that the universe has given me. But rather, I believe it is my deep feeling of gratitude for being entrusted with such an impossible pursuit. For in these feelings of gratitude, I know that the universe will give more opportunities to be grateful for. My gratitude has resulted in the expansion of labs all over the world. In the United States and in Europe, our labs have expanded upon the herbal formulas that have been handed down to me, with research and development of stellar health and beauty blends that are changing the face of our chemical-filled world. I am fulfilling the legacy of my lineage. I do have to work very hard while others sleep, and I am never afraid to be different. I fly on red eyes all over the world to oversee, to speak, and to educate. I stay up late and I study, and I'm researching and developing new products all of the time. And when I'm home, I tuck my boys into bed and tell them amazing stories of healing, of the centuries-proven formulas that have been handed down. And their eyes widen with amazement, and they listen with eagerness. And just like my mentor, my father, told me, I teach them. You too can start your impossible. It only takes one match to light 1,000.